So I'm working on my passing chord game, right? So while I'm learning piano, you quickly learn that passing chords can change up the vibe of the song in a good way. And I like it actually. It makes it my own. But it's very simple at the same time. So I'm going to take a regular song that I learned from church, I Trust in God. And then I'm going to play it regular at first, right? And it's in the key of C. It goes from the 1 to the 6 to the 4 to the 5 to the 1. Very simple song. But what I'm going to do is after I play it, once I play it the first time, I'm going to start beginning to add passing chords, different types of passing chords, and I'll explain before I do it so you can keep up. All right, so this is how the song sounds. That's the regular song. The next thing I'm going to do right now, I'm going to add a dominant chord prior to the chord. So it goes from C to A. Going from C to A, I put a dominant of the A, which would be E. Right? Boom. And then it goes from A to F, right? That's the 6 to the 4. So before I go to F, I'm going to add the dominant of F, which is C. And then it goes from the 4 to the 5 to G. The dominant of G is D. And then of course the dominant to C is G7, right? So see how that sounds. See how it just changes up the vibe a little bit? It adds some, just a different feeling to it. And I actually like that, okay? So the next type of passing chord I'm going to do is a 2-5-1 before every chord. That changes it up even more. It does extend the progression a little bit, but if you do it right and you keep the timing, it still sounds good. And the great thing about 2-5-1, it works like every time. Now you gotta understand now it's different 2-5-1s because you're going to major and minor chords, right? So it might take a little practice, a little more thinking, but it still works. So for instance, C to the A, right? The 6 is A minor. So you're gonna play a different type of 2-5-1 going to a minor, right? It's, if you listen to the bass, right, and then it's going to go to a major chord. So that's a regular, 2-5-1 to the F. Then you go into the G, right, which is another major. So you're going to go to the A minor, right, to the G dominant, to the G. Or D dominant, excuse me, and then I'm going to the C, so that's going to be a D, right? G minor or G, dominant to C. So if you do it right, and you put the 2-5-1s in the right place of the progression, you still keep the same timing of the song, but it changes the vibe again. So let's see how this goes. Woo! See how that sound? I put a 2-5-1 progression before every key. So it adds extra chords to it, but it sounds good in my opinion. So that's definitely one you can try. Okay. Now it's another one you can do, which is adding the tritone anywhere you want to. Honestly, you can put a tritone before every key, or before every not before every key, every chord. That makes it a lot more jazzy, and it adds new flavor to it. So try that out. Let's see how that sounds. Ooh-wee. Those tritones is something sweet, and you put them in there during church or during your solos. They just add that extra taste to your chords. You know, right? It's something. It's another substitute for the dominant chord. So remember, I put the dominant. So for instance, going from C to A, I did the E, right? So I went from there here. Right? That's putting the dominant of A first before I went to A. But instead of doing the dominant, you can put the tritone in front of it. So it's a different sound, right? Here go the dominant. Here go the tritone. Right? Or you can put it up here. Right? It just adds that sweetness to it that I actually love, right? All right, the last one I'm going to show you is the Backdoor 251, and I'm only going to show it on one chord going back to the C at the end of the song. I'm going to keep it back simple, but the Backdoor 251 is the minor 4, right? In this case, F minor. Then it's going to be the flat 7, right? Or you can put it up here, right? And then to the C, right? So I'm basically taking the 251 for the minor third of the key, which is E flat, because the 2 of E flat is F minor, the 5 of E flat is B flat, and instead of going to the 1 back to E flat, I'll go to C. So it's a different way. They call it a backdoor 251. So it would be F minor, then it would be B flat, dominant, right? B flat 7, and then to C. Listen to that. All right, so it's a different feel. You can add that anytime you want to. I'm going to add it into this song, right? I'm going to keep it back simple, go back to simple, but then the last thing I'm going to do is the Backdoor 251 to end the song. You let me know how that sounds. Woo. Do it again. Backdoor 251 is something else, and you can put that anywhere as well. Ending the song with it is good. You can put it before any chord, as long as you understand, you have the bandwidth and you understand what you're doing. It sounds great. Now the great thing about these passing chords is you can mix them up. You can put them in your songs anytime. You don't have to do them all in order. You don't have to stick with just one type of passing chord throughout the whole song. If you want, you can, right? But it kind of starts to sound the same. So you want to mix it up. Before one chord, you want to add a dominant. Before another chord, you want to, add a tritone. Before another chord, you might want to add a 251, right? And you just mix it up like that throughout the song, and again, it just adds your own taste and flavor to the song. So I'm going to attempt to do that right now. Just add whatever I want to before, whatever comes to mind before each chord, to make the song sounds the same but different all at the same time. So let's try. So that sounded, I added them all. I did a tritone before, the 6, right? Right, then I did a 2-5-1 before the F. Right, and then when I went to the G, I did a dominant before the G. And then I added 2-5-1 at the backdoor 2-5-1 at the end of the song. So that's all the types of that's all the types of passing chords that I showed you today, all in one go around for the song. And again, you can do that because the song lasts, say three minutes or so. You can just be adding things as you go, and it just sounds good. So as long as you get an understanding of each passing chord, and then you kind of be able to see it before you play it, and you do the timing right, and it doesn't mess up the rhythm or the timing of the song, you can add these passing chords wherever and whenever you want to. So I hope this helped understand passing chords a little better. Mixing up the sound to them. If you like this type of stuff, follow me, subscribe to my channel, and let's learn together, right? It's your boy J Miles. Let's get it.